Well, we're fishing. It's the sort of day that you'd look out the window and think nobody in their right mind is going to go fishing that day. But at least I've got company. Here with Cecil. Just had an almighty shower of rain, which is why I have the brolly up. I never fish with the brolly up. It just makes casting a feeder, very difficult. So you're having to cast like that. It's a bit of a pain in the tits. But we're fishing. Roll the intro. Just pan yous around so you can see where I am. Anyone that knows Enniskillen will know that across there, that grey building's the castle. Those are the two main bridges into the town. And we're on a jetty called the Sligo Road jetty. You've seen me fish here before, but I was fishing with a whip catching little bits and pieces. So far I've had 2 roach. And I've been here 2 hours. But it's good to say that I'm not the only crazy person fishing. I have Cecil below me. What weight do you reckon that hybrid was? Aye. Two hybrids?
Two hybrids about...
But they made £1.5 pounds each.
Oh, but £2 maybe.
So you're doing better than I am, because I have 2 small roach and you have 2 hybrids and an eel that you somehow managed to foul hook.
I don't know how it went, I don't know, but I did.
So at least we're catching fish. Cecil got himself an eel. I wouldn't mind them, but they suck the hook right to their arse, man.
I didn't know I got it in the mouth.
You were lucky.
I was.
Still melts my head that there's actually people out there that fish for them deliberately. I couldn't do that. I had a real brutal one fishing for pike. It picked up the dead roach. Fuck, I had the job getting the hooks out of it.
Oh no.
That's the second one you've had.
Yeah. 2 eels, 2 carps, 2 hybrids.
You keep catching the eels and the undesirable fish, I'll catch the bream when they turn up. If they turn up. I'll show you a wee clip now of me building a wader holder.
I'm not going to make it.
What, buddy? Anyway, I'm going to show you now a wee clip of how to build your own wader holder.
Flashback.
Hello there! Today's plan is to finish with the shelves I have in the man cave. These shelves here. Now, these here are 18-inch wide, half-inch plywood. at a length of 7 foot long. As you can see, they flex a little bit. But don't worry, I have a plan for them. I have some 2x1 timber. There's going to be the structural support that's going to go along the top of them. It's going to be screwed into the wall, so that'll hold the shelves fast. They won't be, trust me, they won't be moving after that. There's then some space that I'm going to do, obviously other things, because I don't want to waste space. I want to maximise the use of space. This bit here behind me, from the edge of the door to the bracket, is 1 metre. Now I'm going to cut a sheet of plywood. As you can see, I have it marked out. This is going to be cut off, this is going to be cut off, but this is the bit that's going to be holding the waders. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my pen and draw like a U and cut that out with a jigsaw. I'm hopefully going to have enough space to hang 3 pairs of waders, 3 pairs of chest waders or wellies or whatever. That way everything's off the ground, not lying on the ground. And then I have more shelving, more space. I don't want stuff on the floor. I just don't like stuff on the floor. It looks cluttered, doesn't look good. Along the shelves that you just see that are going to strengthen up, that's going to be heavier items that I don't use every day. Things like the big quad XL bivvy. It's going up there. The JRC STI 2-man bivvy is going up there, along with some other things that's going to be put in plastic crates. Stuff that if I need it, I know where it is, but I don't use it every day, so it's up there, it's out of the way. The wader holder bit that I'm building is going to be on this wall here. So the waders have, like, from the height of the shelf to the floor to hang, more than enough space for them to hang. You have to hang your waders up. You can't just leave them on the floor. They will go to bits. You know, waders, I need new waders anyway, but the waders that I bought, you know, they were expensive at the time, so I have to buy new waders, but I want to try and get the most mileage out of the ones that I have. So I'll be limping them along as much as I can to get them to get the most out of them. They're already beginning to leak, but the leak is upper at the chest. It's not from the waist down, it's fine, but around about the gut there's a part where the seam has, where I fell on barbed wire fence and the seam is torn. I've aquasured it, which is like a neoprene covering glue to seal it up, and the aquasure doesn't really help, doesn't really work, but it's okay as long as you don't go past your waist, you know. But if I'm going to have waders, I want to have waders that work, so I just have to buy new ones, but I'll make do with the ones that I have. I just have to have somewhere to store them. Oh, up here, what do you think of my my nice sexy rod holders that were like $5.99 each off eBay? Those things are designed to hold ladders, and as you can see, they're just screwed into the ceiling. They're screwed into the ceiling joist in the garage, and my rods can hang on them, and they're out of the way. And when it comes to pike fishing season, I can go, right, I need my big 13-foot rods, let's go and get them. Obviously you see in the wall I've got the main rod holdalls. It's just out of the way. Again, I like stuff off the ground. Not that you would notice by the stuff that's on the ground that's really messing with my OCD, but I want shelves, I want hooks. The shelving that I've got for the back wall, this wooden stuff, it's nil bueno, no good. So I'm going to get some proper steel shelves. From basically that wall is going to be steel shelves. Under the window here, there's going to be a workbench that I can put a vise into and be able to start doing other stuff. But today's mission is to get these shelves sorted out, get the wader rack built, Wish me luck. Right, waiter holders. Since I had a load of 2x1 lying around, I decided to use up the rest of this. Now, I've got 7cm screws. 7cm screw. As you can see, the 7cm screw, if it went through that board completely, it's only going to go in that much to the other board. So what we have to do to make these into one piece like this is we take a little 10mm hole bit, we drill in halfway, we drill in 3 times, and then we drill in 3 times the other way. That way there's 6 screws holding this together. Right, take out this, put in this, and then we do our 3 holes on this side and 3 holes on the other side. You're also wondering why this is all marked out with green. This is the part here that's going to eventually hold the waders. This is going to be off cut. So I don't know how far you can see into that, but it's not that far, only about 2 centimeters. Now, if you're going to do it this way, you got to make sure that one end is flat. This is going to be the flat end, because it's going to be the end that's against the wall. This end you can see is a bit of an offcut. I'll just run a saw across that and clear it, sand it up when I'm finished. But you don't want the holes to be in the same place. You want to move them, offset them, so the screws aren't hitting each other. And obviously have your safety equipment. Right, so now we put them together, and this is where the fun begins. Trying to get the first screw in is always a bit of a bollocks, but we will try. Now we can squeeze these together, go the other one. And these are I'm going to screw these in, then I'm going to show you what the next step is. Right, so this bit of timber will go there, right up tight to the door frame and in here. So let's drill some pilot holes. We're using a small drill bit to drill the pilot holes. This is the good thing about having no feeling in this thumb. You can kind of bend it all over the place, but it doesn't do anything. That's about as much as it moves. Now if you try and screw these screws through that little pilot hole, the head's not going to fit. So you have to take a little drill bit out, put your bigger drill bit in, and you only just drill out the centre a little bit. You don't drill right the way through it. You just drill out a little bit. Now that drill there, you can put it away, it doesn't need to be used. Now we want to screw in these 3 screws. So let's get them started in the pilot hole. If you start them, it's nice and easy just to drill down. That's not the one, this is the one. Right, let's get this bad boy in here. There we go, that's it in the hole. That screw wasn't straight. That is the bracket that's going to hold a little bit of plywood here that you can slot your winners into. Change of plan. Because I've broke the blade in the jigsaw, I'm going to have to go manual. You can see these green lines here. These are the cutouts where the wader is going to fit in. Now I'm going to try and round them a little bit so that there's no sharp corners or anything. Now, yes, it's hardly Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, but it's just a guideline so that I know where I have to run the saw into it before I screw it up onto the wall. And then I have wader holders. And there we have it. A cheap and easy way to store your waders and your wellies. This here, this is an old window curtain rail that when we moved into the house there was like loads of them, but they weren't connected to any curtain rails, so they were going to go to the spare wood pile, so I thought I'd nick a little bit of these here. So I've got these just here holding it up, so it's not, you know how plywood goes after a while, it would tend to sag a little bit, but it holds 3 pairs of waders, or 1 pair of waders and 2 pairs of wellies. It's well connected to the shelf. Above it there's going to be the big things like the bivvies and everything, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out. If I hadn't broke all the blades in the jigsaw, this would have been cut out in 5 minutes, but instead I had to do it manually with a little banjo saw. This thing, it's not quick, but it gets there. So there we go. The man cave has raider holders.
End of flashback.
Well, the fishing isn't speeding up any. I've just had a trout straight out of hook. It came to the surface just beside Cecil there, and I could see the brown spots, so it was a trout. Good scrap on a feeder rod, but not the intended species, I'm afraid. We were meant to be meeting up here. We said we'll meet up at 9 o'clock, go to the fishing shop, get bait. On the way down, I was delayed by cyclists. And they're thinking at 8:30 in the morning, why are these people out in the roads? Just what you need. If it's not some wee old lady in a little Corsa going at 30 miles an hour, it's a group of cyclists. I love it when they cycle like 3 abreast, taking up the whole road. You can't get past them. No. Don't see the fun of it myself, don't see the appeal of dressing in lycra, riding around on your little road bike. No.
It's only pulled slightly more over there than it is here, or it was.
We'll give it 20 minutes and see if it picks anything up. It can't hurt.
That's what I'm saying, casting there for an hour now. See what happens. But it's not moving through much harder. It's not, the flow's not any faster over there.
No, I don't think it's moving through. I don't think it's moving at all. I mean, this place,
Very little.
you know, that's a 40-gram feeder that I'm throwing, and it hits the bottom and doesn't move.
You're having a 30.
You think about the last time I was fishing up at the viaduct, you were throwing 50-ounce or 50-ounce feeders or 5-ounce feeders just to hold the bottom.
That's 30 there. It's not moving.
It was but it was the big 4-ounce feeders I was throwing. The Erne's a beast. See, when the Erne wants to move, I don't care what you chuck, it'll not stay put.
Today I was on the viaduct and the 60 grams I was fishing.
Aye.
It was just holding.
I bought some of them, the bigger window feeders. What are they? 75 grams, and it depends where you cast. If you're fishing kind of in where there's a bit of a back eddy, you're all right. But if you're fishing in the main flow, you're tortured just.
I've seen you using 80 grams at Kerry Bridge.
Yep. Those dead pig legs, attaching them to feeders.
80 grams on a 4-ounce tip.
Yep. But Carry Bridge is one of those places, if the river's moving, good luck holding the bottom.
Best.
Here comes the rain again. Rain.
Fucking rain's warm.
I know.
It's fucking Spain.
just had what I would consider the best fish of the session, about maybe £2. A nice big skimmer bream. It's a warm day actually, but the rain itself is actually warm. The water is warm. So I was hoping that Storm Ellen, we had Storm Ellen there during the week, I was hoping that that would kind of shake the place, give the place a bit of a kick up the arse. It hasn't. Might go fishing tomorrow too. Don't quite know where yet. I've got tons of bait. May as well use it. Fishing with a big worm on at the minute. Hoping to attract a better stamp of fish. And it worked. I got that big hybrid, big skimmer even. Trying to work a 4-meter landing net handle with an umbrella behind you. It's a fucking joke, it really is. It's part of the reason I don't use the fish with an umbrella behind me. At least not coarse fishing. Pike fishing is entirely different. We're soon time to give for the pike fishing a go as well. Looking forward to that. There's no point fishing for them in this weather, it's too warm. Oh, that was a little bite.
One hour later.
Oh, you get decent ones.
Eh?
You had some decent ones.
That's what I'm saying. That's more in a par with what you're catching there.
Yeah.
But
And the obligatory tiny perch.
you think about it there, Davey. I missed. I'd safely say I missed 15 bites today. You know?
I don't think it's missing bites, I haven't had that many bites.
Well, I had plenty. I missed the first 6 bites. I missed them completely. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Then I got another bite or something. And I lost a couple.
Right, I am feeding dead maggots in the feeder. Before anyone asks, how do I manage to get the maggots to stay so still in the feeder? A little pinch of casters.
I mentioned was
Because I have the brolly up, I can't really cast, so I'm having the side cast. It's okay. It gets there. You know you're fishing in the town when you're sitting there fishing, chilled out. You catch a big whiff of marijuana smoke. You don't get that when you're in the middle of nowhere. Weather-wise, it's kind of cleared up a little bit. Let me see. Cecil's disappeared. He went back to do some work around his house. So I'll have to sort out something for the next session. This is the problem with being on a concrete peg that floats, or a floating barge. When the boats go past, the thing rocks. After a while you feel like you're seasick. To be honest, I try to avoid fishing in the town. Just purely because there's a lot more people. But we still have the COVID. Only now you have to wear masks to go into the shop. To that. I've been getting some weird messages sent to me on Instagram. I'm not that good on Instagram. I tend to miss a lot of stuff. But I get these friend requests from drop dead stunning women, and it's like, haha, not today, not today. It's just what you need, isn't it? So me thought, I'll flash you my boobs if you send me some cash. To that. Never paid to see tits in my life, I'm not going to start now. I'm going to give another hour, maybe hour and a half, and take a slow drive home. Might even go slow drive home past KFC. Have myself a Kentucky Fried something. Got a wee knock there. There you go, from nice, lovely day to this blink of an eye just. Welcome to the Northern Irish summer.
A few moments later.
The news is good. I just had my 10th fish of the day. It was a good hybrid. This rain is disgusting. It's actually warm. Still, the ducks enjoy it. I even have some moor hens at the bottom of the jetty. They're obviously helping clean up any spilt ground bait that was left after Cecil went home. Worm, nice big whole worm. You just thread it up the hook. Then I cap it with a couple of red maggots. There. If you were a fish, you would be on that like a fat man on cake. Right, let's get some caster in the feeder. And get it slung out. Only chucking it halfway. This is quite a deep stretcher river. That's on the bottom now. So, nice big worm, ground bit full of casters. Hopefully something nice and big takes up the worm. That's not an eel or a teeny perch. I wouldn't mind another trout actually, because they were good fun. That was good fun. The hook pulled just before I got it in the net. Wasn't a big trout, I would say 4.5. But still, good fun on a feeder rod. I have some friends. Hello, Mr. Duck. Here, have some ground bait. Here, have some sweet corn. Jesus, I really like the sweet corn. I think it's time to do a slow pack up. Go home, get fed, have beer. Beer is good. It's hardly been an awesome day for the fishing. And the weather's been beautiful, hasn't it? I'll show you what I got now, and then that'll be today's video. Now it's time for the best part of the video. Well, it is according to you guys that watch it, so this is what we've got today. I'll just lower this down a bit so you can probably see better. Wasn't a bad net of fish, I don't think. Right. We have little skimmers. Little skimmers. A nice roach. Another skimmer, roach, another hybrid, another nice skimmer bream, and the biggest of today's catch being this little bream. $12 fish for a day's feeder fishing. I'm soaked, knackered, need a beer. See you all next time.